Welcome back. We'll pick up where we left off in regards to the conversation we're having around young people and why many of them, despite the fact that they have the power to be the king and queen makers when it comes to elections, choose to stay away. And for that discussion, I'm joined by youth activist Helena Mweshitale. Once again, Helena, a very good morning. Welcome to NAMIBIA Connect.
Good morning, Candace.
Yeah, so that people have different opinions about why young people do not want to get politically involved, not only in elections, but in the processes of elections, as far as elections are concerned. Last week I interviewed Fanuel Kapama from UNAM, and one of the concerns that he raised was young people don't even go to public lectures. You know, if they are, there's a handful, and that handful have now become so, he becomes so acquainted with them that he recognizes them. Is it perhaps also young people's fault that they are not taking the bull by the horns by actively going to events where, topics and themes are crafted around them with the hope that young people will come?
Two things. Firstly, we are born in a system whereby we already know the outcome. So why do I need to participate, or why should I go to such things if we already know who's going to win, or we already know the outcome? Secondly, political parties or politicians do not involve youth in politics. The only time you'll see them involving them in such things, it's when elections are close by. Like, for instance, the only time I saw that politicians are now trying to engage youth, it's like ever since last year. That's the only time I saw. But as a youth, if I was not really into politics like that, I would not want to engage myself in that because, because obviously you only care about us now because you need our votes and all that. So it's not entirely the youth fault, because hence at home I'm told that why should I be involved if you already know the outcome? Our parents already have this thing that don't get yourself involved in those things and all that. And then also that thing that those people don't really care about you, they just want your votes and everything. So, yeah.
And then one can argue against that and say, well, that's a sense of entitlement. Why do young people feel that I should come knock at your door and say, hey, Helena, I heard you were pretty good at, at being a leader. Don't you want to come and join us? Why don't they take initiative? Why do some people may argue and say, well, young people feel like things must just be handed to them without them putting the work in? How do you feel about such sentiments?
If you don't see change, you would not want to engage yourself in such things. Hey, if young people could see change, like for instance, if like I am young, right, and if a fight come, or maybe something about rent, since I rent, hey, and then a change is made, then I would want to engage myself with that. But then if we see countless fights and movements happening, but no change is happening, we would not really want to engage ourselves in that. Like, why would I want to go there or why would I want to fight for something, or why would I want to associate myself with that if I know that nothing will come out of it, or no change will be done? So that's the mentality of most youth already.
All right. But then there's you guys, organizations like C, for example. How do you go around breaking the misconceptions around the fact that, well, I'm a young person, I can't make a difference. Even though I go to the polls, nothing is going to change. I'm just going to sit here and let things play out. How do you make them realize that, look, you are very important in the larger scheme of things and your voice matters?
I think someone once said that if you don't do politics, politics will do you. Hey, so for as long as you are in Namibia, you have to participate in it, because the person that is going to be in charge of you, or the person that is going to lead you, will play a crucial role in your life, basically. Like, for instance, even if you feel like nothing is happening, or you could make that change, hey, in voting, because in voting the person, or in voting a certain political party that you feel like it will make a change, or it will make a difference, because those people are the ones that are going to be making decisions for you in the country. So you playing such part will also mean a lot. Even if you feel like nothing is happening, the fact that you played your part and you feel like, no, if I vote, then this and this will happen, or some change will happen, then yes, that will also do.
We've seen political parties launching their manifestos. LPM, SWAPO, and the likes have gone out there and put out this document that they call a manifesto. But for some reason, even people who are much older don't bother to acquaint themselves with the manifestos of the various parties. Some of them have obviously made up their mind, saying, well, this is the party I've been supporting ever since I was a child, and I will just vote. They don't even bother to find out what's in the manifestos of other parties, or in some instances independent candidates. How important is it, do you think, is it for young people to sit down and collect these manifestos and objectively study them, without having pre-assumptions about what Jonah's party might say,
Yeah. What's funny, Jonas, hey, is that after hearing the manifestos of these political parties, it somehow or somewhat sounds the same. But the importance of having or reading a manifesto is that one day when that person or when that particular the Jonas party now win, and they do not fulfill what they have said in their manifesto, you can hold them accountable. Hey, and sometimes it's also important for you to read their manifesto so you know what, if they're aligning with your beliefs or with what you want to fight for. Hey, like for instance, the rent that I gave you. If you feel like this certain party is speaking about the rents and is trying to make changes there, and the other party is speaking about something else that I'm not interested in, you obviously want to go for that certain party. So yes, people have this mindset that no, I'm going to choose this party because it's my party and everything. But it's also very important because at the end of the day, you're going to fight for something that party did not state in their manifesto, and then you'll be like, no, but we put you in charge and what, but then it was not in the manifesto. Hence, it's very important for you to know what is in the manifesto, what are their objectives, what are their values, what are their short and long-term goals, for you to be able to know or have that particular party that you want to vote or support
make an informed
for.
Decision.
Yes.
Looking at some of the manifestos that you perhaps have just browsed through, do they speak to the needs of young people in your opinion, or is it just a what you call it, are they all making blanket statements? We'll create job opportunities for young people, we'll give them start-up capital for businesses. But what is it, or is there something that's really stood out and said, wow, these people really know what they're talking about?
That's why I say that most of those manifestos, they sound the same. Obviously, though, I have to put young people in because the young people are now trending and they are the majority of the country, so they would want to put that in, to get the votes and everything. But reading or getting to hear what they really want or what is in the manifesto, they are not really there for the youth, hey? Because the one thing that I've realized is that, okay, they want to put the youth in parliament. Okay, that's most of the thing I had, which I know they are going to try to put the youth in parliament, and there's this particular party that is now all about the youth now. And now they want, but then there's a process, hey? And like, if you look at the process of what kind of youth are they putting in parliament, these are the youth that a wise man or someone once told me that people mostly just concentrate on debaters, but they do not concentrate on who is making the motion. Because a debater is very good at speaking, but when it comes to the motion, nothing. Which means that they are trying to put in those people, that they can speak and all that. But when it comes to implementing something for the youth, really, that no, this and this is happening, that's not there. And you putting youth in parliament is not going to benefit all of us. Yes.
How do you think young people can develop the maturity to, like you said, you're a debater, you debate, and sometimes you have to debate on things that you don't agree with. And you are put in an uncomfortable situation, but now you have to look at it from a perspective of somebody who has to agree with it, even if in everyday life you disagree with it. How do you think people can develop a political maturity to say, look, this person comes from party A, but let me listen to from this person that's coming from party A, even though I support the guy from party B? How do you think we can develop that political maturity of saying, I'm going to listen to him objectively if they're making valid points that are indeed speaking to the good of the rest of the country, instead of just, that party A, without even giving him a chance, we just shut them down already? How do you think we can change that next, especially for young people who are looking to put people in office who have their interests at heart?
I'm mostly concentrating on the youth, hey? My most concern is on the youth. So I feel like if someone had to convince me about something or to do something, I would want that person to be my age mate, hey? Like another youth telling me that, no, this and this and that. Because you are youth, we are both youth, we will understand each other. So I feel like if we could get, all political parties have wings, hey? Youth wings and all that. But then those youth wings are not really engaging with the youth like they're not engaging or they're not enlightening them about their political parties. So like we feel like if we may have that public now lecture if possible, or just have those active youth in those particular youth leagues of those
various parties,
yes, and then they come and engage with the youth, which I know, our party is about this and this and that, and our party is about this and this and that. And you obviously want to hear that, okay, and I would want to ask, as a youth, how do you feel about being in this party, or what changes did that party do to you, or anything? I would want to hear about that. I would want the youth to engage with other youth, because then that's when we'll be able to understand. Because if I'm only seeing, sorry to mention names, if I'm only seeing Deitua, Swapo, or if I'm only seeing Swart Boy, if I'm only seeing Job, if I'm only seeing this person, I would get tired, hey, and I'll be like, I'll just listen to this one. But when youth come and be like, no, this and this and that, I would want to hear, or I would like to listen. So I feel like the youth also of the youth leagues now, they should also learn how to engage with the other youth. And
just to close off this conversation, any young person that's watching this that probably already got their voter's card, but they're still contemplating. There are actually people who told me like, I just got a voter's card because, hey, everybody's doing it. And they say, I'm not going to vote anyways. But if for a young person that's watching this, what's your message to them in terms of the difference that they can make by going to the polls in numbers?
As I said, if you don't do politics will do you. So you matter, your vote matters. Even if you feel like nothing is going to happen, try, because that person is going, or that particular person is going to play a crucial role in your life at the end of the day. So participate or try to make that change. And most importantly, before you vote, listen to the manifesto. Listen to what this person is really advocating for, what that particular party is advocating for, so you do not be disappointed later when they're going to be in office, and you're going to be throwing shade there, why, and this and this and that. Already listen to the manifesto, already know what they're fighting for, and if they do not perform what they have written in their manifesto, then you can hold them accountable for that. I feel like that would be best.
And I think that is also very important to, many would agree, it's very important to add to the fact that politics does not just end at the ballot box.
No.
After the elections, the electorate is also tasked with holding these people accountable.
Yes, and do not just engage now that we are busy with elections. Continuously do it, so you know what people are doing in office, so you can be part of policy making and all that. All
right, Helena, it was fun talking to you, and I love the fresh perspectives that you have brought to this topic that we have been engaging so many people on, and hopefully you're going to go vote, correct?
Yeah, I will vote.
I'll hold you to that.
Thank you, Jonas, for having me.
All right, much obliged. Thank you so much, Helena Mweshitale, talking to us about the importance of the youth vote and why young people should go out there in numbers if they want to see the change, if they want to be the change that they want to see, and also adding in a very good way that if you don't do politics, politics will do you.